It's a disease that should be under control. But right now, a raging epidemic of measles is overtaking Europe.
It was really painful, and I had a high fever. I was destroyed.
Silvia Rossetti lives in Rome. She was 32 weeks pregnant, healthy, and over the moon about her first child. Until she got a surprising diagnosis: measles, a disease without a treatment.
I decided to do a C-section. I went in the quarantine for 5 days. I couldn't see my baby.
How frightening was that experience?
Extremely. I still have nightmares.
Silvia is one of thousands of people diagnosed with measles here in Italy, part of a record-setting outbreak across Europe.
We have a very serious situation, people that is dying for measles. This was unbelievable till 5 or 10 years ago.
Top health officials at the European Commission tell NBC News the root of the problem is plummeting vaccination rates, sparked by a different kind of contagion, the growing anti-vaccine movement, spreading fake science across social media.
It's unacceptable to have deaths in the 21st century linked to diseases that should have been and could have been eradicated.
In Italy, the anti-vaccine movement led the newly elected government to relax school vaccination laws. A similar trend is now playing out in the U.S., where the CDC warns that the number of children not getting vaccinated is growing.
41,000 cases this year across Europe. Is that a bellwether of what could happen in the U.S. if our vaccination rates keep dropping?
What we're seeing in Europe could end up happening in the U.S.
A grim warning as this once rare disease makes a deadly comeback. Dr. John Torres, NBC News, Rome.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.